Hey gang, welcome in. It's Tarot Tuesday. How y'all doing out there? Whew, my name is Julie. This is Frontier Tarot. Welcome to all my new followers. Yeah, let's get happy. Let's get happy. It's time to celebrate. It's time to be joyous. It's time to gather. I think the holidays are going to be really significant this year, especially Thanksgiving. I'm picking up. Some of you guys might already be kind of like cultivating that experience. It's really good for you to gather around someone who, maybe it's a patriarch of a family, or to honor someone's being honored maybe in your life. Maybe, it's your partner, your spouse, your father, your boss. Like there's a good celebration being had. Maybe someone's like retiring, or just some kind of celebration, of their life and their achievements. And it's just wonderful and beautiful, and it makes them happy. It makes you happy. So any of you guys who have that going on, like I would encourage you to just, and enjoy the gathering. I'm hearing enjoy the gathering. So the moon, welcome to eclipse season. Jesus. Oh man. Like we're like in the middle. There's another one like tomorrow or some shit. Like I literally like slept with my window open last night and the blinds raised because the moon was right there out my window. I was just like, please come help us all, Yeah, it's giving you strength right now. So use this lunar, I think it's like a lunar fucking full moon, crazy ass eclipse shit going on that we're just coming off of anyways, there's a lot going on. So strengthen, this is a strengthening exercise. So we really want you clear on what direction you're going in, okay? And I am telling you, for those of you who have been a little confused about that, like in the last however long, it's going to become clear. And it's going to become very clear. And I just want you guys to trust in the clarity of things. Okay. Sometimes like what happened to me yesterday was kind of like a sucker punch, like I feel like I just got punched in my solar plexus and it hurt and it stung for a minute, but I released it. And you know what? You turn that shit, it's like Kung Fu. I studied Kung Fu for like 3 years. I freaking loved it. It saved me. And you can turn that around. So we're no longer like I'm being on the receiving end of other people's egos. Okay. So we're allowing that shift. It's kind of like, like hammered metal, how like I love copper and things like that. How it's like sometimes hammered. Imagine if you went behind the indentations and you just like punched them out. And you kind of smoothed out the copper a little bit, and you just kind of like, it feels really good, and it's kind of a good visual. Anything like that, even taking bubble wrap and popping them, that it releases an energy. So this is a very tactile thing, right? We want, these things are going to start to kind of pop open, okay? And it's healing. It's the best part of healing because it's like the flowers are open. All this fucking healing we've been doing, you all been doing it with me, right? The roots and the tree and the grounding and the root chakra and the orange one and the, it's like, it has been a doozy just growing, as an energetic being on this planet, right? And now there's this opening happening. It's the flowering of consciousness. It really is. It really is. Like, it's all coming true. Like, Joseph Campbell, like, go read him again. Like, he got that shit figured out, We just have to wake up and be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working on this too, like being okay with it. Like, this is acceptance, right? I'm sure there's some kind of Buddhist principle in there, right? But it is acceptance. And I think once that occurs, that feels pretty high up. And I'm like just getting to that ceiling now where I'm like, oh, okay. It's different, and I'm going to shuffle the cards too. But I did want to share the download this morning was a wrecking ball. It was a fucking wrecking ball breaking through these brick walls that we've all been up against. And like I woke up and I saw this really, really tall brick wall, and there was a rope. And Spirit's like, you can climb the rope, but it's really fucking tall, like. But I was willing to do it. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I need to get over this wall. I will climb up it. If it takes me like 10 lifetimes, I'll do it. and they're like, or you could just call them the wrecking ball, you know what I mean? Because this shit needs to go down anyways. It's kind of like almost like the Berlin Wall falling. Like, I hate to reference that because it's kind of a dark thing, but it is required. So you might want to listen to, I think Emmylou Harris, her album Wrecking Ball. You might want to listen to that. I actually met her and she was lovely. She just kind of was lit from within, and she was very cool. And I won't tell you the story. It's a fucking story though, man. Wow, I can't believe some of the things that I did, how it all went down, and it's kind of magical right now. So I do feel like many of you guys are having a major breakthrough, okay? To say all that, you're breaking through. And then I went on my walk and I was like, yeah, you're like Clark Kent, you've been wearing like the suit and doing all the right things, and you're just like fucking ripping off your fucking, your restricted clothing, and you got your freaking super gal, Superman, Superwoman, superhuman like suit on underneath, and you're like, where's my cape? I'm going, like that strength, right? Because the strength, this is really cool. The strength comes from spirit. The strength comes from allowing the people who have come before us, the souls, the ancestors, history, to break through. You don't have to do it all yourself. As a matter of fact, the strength card, she's quite gentle. She's peaceful. She's not really efforting. And look what she's doing. She's got her hand in a damn lion. She's tamed the beast. This is what this card is all about. The lion often represents the ego, and we're just coming out of Leo season, so it's appropriate. And she's learned to calm. This is like the inner critic. This is the ego. This is all the shit that builds up and creates the brick wall to begin with. Okay, because it's just our stuff, y'all. The brick wall is just your own resistance, and you can't get around it until you realize that it's an illusion. It's not really real. And as we call in, I don't know what the answer is, because I'm right up against it. I'm like, is it fucking real? Can it really come down? Like, as humans, we get so programmed into disappointment, and I think many of us are just trying to realize how they're giving me this idea of softness and is strength, and strength is softness, and there's something about that play that feels really freaking nice. Okay, so consider your strength as soft, and your softness, meaning your delicateness, your flower like preciousness, your innocence, is your strength. That sense of purity, and it doesn't mean you're pure, you don't have fun. You're above fun. You know what I mean? Fun is what? It feels too young. It feels too, and I'm not making fun of fun, but you know what I'm saying? This is elevated, y'all. She's elevated, and this is your eternal self. This is your higher self. And this is where the luxury lives. This is where the abundance lies. She's wearing a victory wreath. The laurel wreath is for victory. So she's here. She's like a god, like a victory goddess archetype. Okay, that is probably what you are. And you just don't know it, because we've been feeding this animal, we've been feeding the beast, y'all. We complain about the patriarchy and all that. We fucking fed it. I'm sorry, we did. We just didn't know it. And that's okay. But by blaming the lion, you can't blame the lion for being the lion. You know what I mean? You just got to learn to keep it quiet. You just got to learn to shut it up. The lion doesn't really care. The lion's kind of lazy, ultimately. So if women want to rise up, we need to be her. All this women's empowerment, all this, to be her. She's the one, okay? Go for that. Dang, that's some truth. And I do feel a very strong connection for some of you guys who are reviewing mystic texts. Anyone who's studying Kabbalah right now, anyone who's really diving, I highly recommend this, because there's something in there for one of you guys that means you will find strength almost like in these texts, even if it's like the Bible or the Torah or some kind of really old tome. I'm hearing, you can find strength in there, and you might have had past lives where you were part of all these things. You could have been a monk in a past life easily. So any of you guys who are kind of taking in, or you can listen to these things too. You don't have to read if some of us are don't have, like, we have different abilities to take in wisdom. Okay. So it's important to realize what's yours. And there's something that's exciting you. God, you've got 2 pages. Okay. This is good. This is good. Be a page. Everyone loves a page, right? Everyone loves the beginner. This is beginner's mind. This is, all of this stuff. Like, be a beginner. Be willing to be new at something. There is an energy of that, and you're excited about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the effort is no longer going where it's been. Your effort is shifting. So if you've been like really focused on like building a career or raising a family or just figuring your shit out, your focus is about to change. Okay. And you're about to find a new thing that also brings you money, and you could be off on a brand new adventure. Right. And it's good. And, yeah, you're going to, there's going to be a wake as you go, right? Like, you're going to have to flush some shit out, because no one's really going to be happy about this. You could be conflicted about it internally because you're too focused on what everyone else is going to do or say or think or react or behave, and it's all tangled. So you haven't been able to move forward because you're conflicted inside, and it's playing out as restriction or limitations or problems or just some kind of muck. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're clearing the muck. Okay, we just fucking cleared it. You can clear it. It's energy. You just got to accept it. That's the acceptance part, right? Like, accept and allow and just let it be. Let it go. It's your own ego, right? Anyways, that really is what it's about. That's why Joseph Campbell is really good to listen to right now, and learning about the hero's journey. For those of you who are unfamiliar, it's time to open new doors. It's time to open to new adventures, to new experiences, to new ways of living, of new ways of doing things. This is amazing, amazing, precious energy. Okay, so we don't want to squander it. We don't want to get in our own way, right? We want to allow the opening, and all it requires is for you just to step out. Just to step out. All of this figure is doing, this is the 2 of Wands. He's stepping out onto the balcony. Okay, this is the guy. He's kind of like the Richard Gere character in Pretty Woman. He's like, I don't want to go out. I'm too scared, and like Julia Roberts is like, oh, I'm going to fall. He's like, and he steps out, at the end of the movie, and it's raining because she's taught him to be brave and get over his shit, that's very Joseph Campbell. Like, everything is based on the hero's journey, which is so fucking fascinating. Anyways, I digress. All it requires is for you to step out and see that you have the whole world in your hands. Like, you have it right there, my dear. Like, do not doubt the fact that it's right there in the palm of your hand, because you know that it's you, right? You know that it's like this calling. It's this sense of, like, for some it's a sense of duty, for some it's a sense of purpose, for some it's just a sense of like worship, or just being allowed to live by that truth, by those principles that mean so much to you. Whether it's beauty, like I think like beauty's kind of my jam, I'm kind of like, yeah, I think I kind of like to always be somewhere that's fucking beautiful. Like, and I'm considering making some changes, and I'm like just thinking about all the opportunities and the possibilities, and it's really exciting. But they're trying to carve out your next like iteration. There's a huge, like I said, this awakening. This is a big deal. A lot of people are going to be migrating, I'm hearing, moving things around. It's a really good time, and yeah, it might throw you off for a minute. Okay. It might be like, I don't know what to do, like you're going to have to learn to balance. So for those of you who want to make a change, but aren't able to yet, you've got to find your balance. This is kind of like the acceptance is all about. You have to put down those 2 opposing forces. It's alignment is not having this or that, or it's got to be one or the other. It's not going to work like that in the energy that we're all ascending to, which is like clearly at least 5D. I mean, I think 5D was like that was like 2018, or like, who knows, doesn't matter. But you are finding your balance. And the thing about what makes him off balance is his emotions, right? So that's what the water represents. He's only off balance because there's an emotional, kind of trigger. Yeah, trigger. I hate that word, isn't it? I never want to throw that in, but it's kind of what it is, right? So if you're temporarily feeling a little bit like out of whack or a little out of balance, or something is like throwing you off a little bit, it's very temporary. Okay, this is a 2. 2s are no big deal. Okay, if this was like, a big major arcana, which you have, by the way, which is judgment, which is your calling. This is your calling. Okay, this is big deal. This is like you're coming up out. This is what the awakening is all about. They're coming up out of the coffin. They're awakening. And that's Gabriel, by the way. So you're opening to this. This is what the consciousness is. You're opening to it. You've got to open to that first. You've got to see what's out there, by having that world, by being open to looking out instead of trying to fix what's going on inside. It's like he decorated the house. He did the whole thing. It's done. Like, now what? And he's just allowing himself to slay. I do feel some masculine energy to any of my men who are watching, or anyone who knows a man who might relate to this relationship. Please share this with them, because I feel strongly that there is like an incredible energy for some masculine energy, because you deserve it. I'm hearing, because that 9 of Cups, it's like you've been very responsible. I feel like some of this person feels like you've done all the right things, and now you're kind of able to kind of step out a little bit and see what's what, and it feels really good. It's just there's an emotional, like, maybe there's a little bit of fear of being thrown off again. We all feel that. Like, if you're going out there back, whether you're dating or you're trying something new, you're learning how to paddleboard, you're going to be off balance a little bit. It's like you got to let it settle. Like, I think you're fine. Like, I'm not worried at all about any of this progress that I'm hearing. It's just it could be quite it could be loud, it could be a little destructive. Shit, yeah, whatever is like this calling for you, like, yeah, it's like, it's certainly time, and it's certainly gonna hit you like a freaking thunderbolt, you know what I mean? So do not worry about, oh, was that my calling? Was that my calling? Was that? No, you will know. Trust me, it will be loud and clear, okay? You are not gonna doubt this one. Like, it's like, if I'm dating this guy, he's kind of nice. No, this is like, if this is a love thing, girl, it is like, pow, freaking awesome. So any of you guys who are jumping back in that pool, like, freaking have at it, because actually it's a really big opening for a lot of people, it's not, you're like, it's for everybody, and it's really, really great. It's beautiful. Okay. So whatever these powerful shifts are for you, whatever's changing, whatever happening, like, let it release, get it out. Especially, that's what eclipse season's all about, y'all. That's what eclipse season's all about. Some shit's gonna come out, and let it. It's good. Thank God for eclipse season. Otherwise, we just be me. It freaking shakes us. It shakes us up a little bit, okay? And like, the tower is the tower. No one likes to see the tower, but the tower is significant because it's a wake-up call. You see it now. And whatever you built was just, it wasn't on sturdy enough ground, so you're rebuilding. It's a card of rebirth, okay? Death and transformation is, but the tower is too. The tower is just like, it's just kind of like, it's just an undeniable force that is very powerful, and it's there for a reason, okay? So we can resist it and we can freak out, or we can just kind of expect it in a way and be like, yeah, shit's gonna hit the fan. Like, when I tell people what I'm about to do, some people aren't going to like that, and that's okay. It might be disruptive. If any of you guys are putting a new thing out there and it's like a brand or something, be disruptive. Like, do not be afraid to like shake the trees, okay? Like, if any of you guys have a new calling it's okay for it to be like a little loud or a little intense or a little not fear mongering. It's not fear based at all. It's a wake up, you know, it's something that's effective. So any of you guys who are solving these issues, like especially in like the mind space or the mental health space or things like that, there's something going on that it's helping people like wake up. Whether, you know, I hear about this a lot, you know, obviously like in the psychedelic space and things like that. I don't have any personal experience with that, so I'm not here to recommend it, but I do feel that a change in the perception would be freaking amazing for you. Really. So any of you guys, if you are thinking about going somewhere, maybe doing an experience like this, I think it's going to be extremely powerful for you. I don't say like go do it, but I can see where that you would be open to that. And it's fucking, it's a game changer. Okay. So you got to be willing to like take the tower if you do that, right? So your intentions, you know, need to be ironed out a little bit. I would just say that, okay? But what's on the other side of that? It's a page of cups, right? So this is lovely, you know. This is like offer invitations, fun things. This is like delightful things. This is a really beautiful, fresh energy. So some of you guys are just want that, like, it's like a breath of fresh air I'm hearing. So some of you guys maybe encountering someone or maybe meeting someone, and it just feels so like light and light and airy, I'm hearing. Or this could be something that you find that just feels like really good. Like I'm almost seeing it's like a Japanese tea garden or like the big cherry blossom trees. There's an energy of it that's light, but like really like, or like a Rococo painting or like something very Baroque or like ornate and things like that. That's like delightful. You might want to like pick it up, especially if it's a cup or something. Maybe you guys, I've been doing a lot of antiquing lately, so I'm kind of like paying attention to some of these vessels, and there's some really incredible ones. So I'm just super excited for you to like, they're like, take the offer. They're like, some of you guys are like, I don't know, should I do this? They're like, take the offer. I don't know, some friend invited me to go to like, you know, Italy and like, you know, some villa, like go, you know, like if you're invited, like, especially if you're invited to honor someone or there's some kind of like someone's getting an award, or like these are all I know kind of specific things, but I'm hoping to provide some confirmation for those of you guys if you're wondering if the call is like this is it. I feel like it's like follow these little things, follow these invitations, make it sweet. There, I'm saying like some of you guys who are kind of wanting to extend a cup of love, it is about like, this is the card of surprise and delight, you know, which is really awesome because there's this like little fish that's like jumping out. So this could be, you know, with the fish, often that represents money. So you could be getting a gift of money or something of that nature, or you're wanting to give someone a gift of like prosperity and abundance. It's actually a really nice idea. Like, I don't know if people gift like fish or if it's like inhumane to like, you know, I don't know. But a goldfish, you know, a fish of some sort is kind of like, it might be a nice motif or a nice like idea, or just if any of all my creatives out there, you know, like do something with like a fish and a cup and like very page of cups, like especially if you're doing an invitation. God, I could go off on that tangent for like ever. So I'm like, oh, we could do this. But it's the beginning. You've got 3 pages. 3, okay? So when you have 3 pages in a spread or in a reading like this, and there's one missing, the missing one is a message. Okay, so what's missing is the Page of Swords. So you haven't spoken up about it yet. You haven't shared it yet, and that's okay. That's been part, like leave the Page of Swords. He's the last one. You're going to figure out how you feel about it. You're going to figure out how to make money at it with the Pentacles, and you're going to figure out how to execute it with the Page of Wands. Okay, and once those 3 things are in alignment, then you pull out the Page of Swords and then you tell people or you share, you know, and yeah, it might, you know, blow someone's mind, you know, but like fucking good, you know, like this is your thing anyway. So everyone's just going to have to get over it. You know, it's kind of like that like episode of Sex and the City when Charlotte's like marrying whatever, which one. And she's like, Trey can't get it up. He can't get it up. And Sarah Jessica Parker's all like, we can just go, just like everyone, just have to deal with that. Like, come on, we'll get a cab, we'll go. Like, it kind of feels like that. Like, you might need to do something that's like, might shake some things up for people, but it's very good for you, and it's very loving. And there's the Nine of Cups again, just to wrap up this little segment. It's just trust in the love that you have for this thing. Trust in the feel good. This is the feel good card, right? She's a feel good queen. That's what she cares about. It feels good. You have the emotions, a lot of emotional energy with this, like really good. Like, it's really good. Some of you guys, there could be a masculine energy in your life who've overcome like an addiction or alcoholism. If anyone is sober and they've been sober, they might be having some kind of a ceremony or celebrate their sobriety, because they overcame, because sometimes this card is a card of like drinking. And I feel like maybe they've put it down because of you. They could be like a beautiful like person, or somehow your love will be like very fulfilling for them, and they won't want to do, not that you can change a man, because we know you can't, but I'm just saying they might be like have overcome something, and then it kind of works a little better, or it works out great actually, because it stabilizes you, and I think that there's something to be said for like being with people who kind of have their shit not figured out, but like if they've overcome some significant challenge, like that's a pretty interesting person, and it could just be somehow, it might touch you, their story might touch you, I'm hearing. So it's a really good time to get to know people, like especially if you're going out or doing anything, like look for group gatherings, look for group like conversations and sharing, or some of you guys might go to an AA meeting. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying like the drinking's bad or wrong. I'm not worried about it for you, because this is part of the journey. So, I don't know. I just think there's something better for those of you who like to drink. I mean, I drink wine. It's not like I don't drink. I feel better when I don't, So I choose not to. I choose to just like drink myself, And I think that helps, and it might help with stability, because sometimes, and I'm just going to wrap up this segment, but some of you guys, you really care about someone, but they have an issue, and it's disruptive. And so you're trying to find a gentle way to approach them and to help them, and it'll work. I'm hearing there'll be some conflict, and how do we do it, and where do we go, and blah blah blah, but like this is a right thing to do. So any of you guys who are kind of seeing this and want to not intervene from an ego perspective, but allow like this like spiritual energy to release what's there, and don't contribute to any like ego effort into it. Like, you don't get involved in whatever conflict or drama. Like, stay outside of it and just rise and just keep calling up the energy. Like, you have the power to do that. That's what the Strength card is all about, and that's what she can do. She can kind of release ego, right? So you're going to probably find yourself in situations where there's a lot of ego, because you're just designed to kind of like pull it out of people, and sometimes you get hurt, and that fucking sucks. But you're realizing that like that's like the taming of the beast part. Like, you know how to deal with it now. Like, it's not going to hurt you. You've kind of tamed the lion, like you've allowed yourself through your own like ascension and your own purification and your own light, and recognizing that and being true to yourself and being connected, all those things, energy work, all that stuff it's starting to show. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're starting to really feel better in a lot of ways. And I just feel like as you start to feel better and more, yeah, they're saying in control, but it's more about understanding that there is no control. It's kind of like one feeds the other, and I don't want to get too into that, like it feels a little academic for me, but just trust that it's a relationship, right, that you really have with yourself. And where can we learn to have compassion for our own inner beast, our own inner lion that comes out? Maybe we're learning how to deal with anger, repressed anger, right? That could be a big thing. I'm definitely doing that right now. I'm like, I just, like Whew, okay, here we go. But it feels good. It feels really good to get the anger out, Like, shit, man, I've been working out and doing all, and just expressing like it's healthy. And I think it's going to help you open and awaken and continue to get the call. And the call will be clear. Okay, I'm just going to say that. The call will be clear. And it's right at 30 minutes. All right. Oh. Okay. Whew, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. Wow, that was kind of fun. It feels like this epic journey that you guys have been on. My God. Like, where are you in the hero's journey? You can look at it. It's a template, I mean, it's not wrong. So we can study that in a way and use it as a guide, I think. Why not? Oh my God, that tea is so good. I'm so excited for autumn and fall and I'm not much of a summer person, so yeah, it was I mean, I love all the seasons, it's all great, it's all wonderful, but I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to shift gears myself, and more to come on that. I'm very excited to be developing some new things that are very like early stage for me as well. So I feel very much in that like Paige energy right along with you. For those of you guys who relate to that, I would definitely try something new, even if it's like taking a class or like just developing an interest or a hobby or some kind of thing. I think that's really great. Okay. I really feel very excited for those of you who are willing to be new at something. Okay, like that's going to be rewarded. Yeah, there's that strategy card. So the new thing, really, you might just kind of be in early stage planning, which feels really good. Okay, so like if you can't go, like I'm like I got 2 years, like. But what can I do between now and then, right? Like, how can you create an exit strategy from your own life? It's like, oh my God, go in, like pull out, all this shit. It feels like that sometimes, Yeah, life's, yeah, been, I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, walking away. Some of you guys, you're just ready to move on and you're leaving the past behind. You're like, I'm out. And I think walking away gracefully, especially if you don't bring anything with you, that's the way to go. Be like, have it all. And you just walk away with your gorgeous robe, your beautiful silk gown. And you're just like, that's it. And then you move, you move. You go wherever the wind carries you. That is going to feel like a very, very epic moment. And it's very close. It's very much on the horizon. So where can we line you up now so that when the time comes for you to do that, you feel that good, right? Like the broken heart card is here. So fuck yeah, fucking hard. That shit, it's never easy to, suffer from a broken heart, to feel a broken heart, to create a broken heart. Like it's really, it's a very deep, deep pain and a deep, deep personal experience to go through something like this, whatever it is for you. And just trust that like, this is like what I love about this card is it reminds me of like, I think it's called wabi sabi, the Japanese art form where they take like a broken, bowl and they put the gold. My God, I do that as a visualization sometimes when I'm feeling hurt. Like I just imagine this gold, like liquid gold, just like going through all the cracks in my body. And it's just like, oh, it's so delicious and like warm and it just feels so great. And then you see the bowl come back together, and it's just even more beautiful because of the gold, So I kind of feel like that with this card. Any of you guys who are experiencing this, allow that, the tears there to just like release, and you're almost done, I'm hearing. Like it's the last tear. You know what I mean? Like I think some of you guys have been feeling like this for a long time, and maybe it's the last little drop of a tear and then you're like you're healed, like you're good to go. So any of you guys, if anything's been resurfacing, especially with these eclipses, like anyone from the past has been knocking on your door or kind of, like lurking around, it could be a really good time to like fully let go of that, and this could happen just energetically as well. You don't have to necessarily be getting a phone call or, you can feel people's energy, right? So we want to be mindful of what we are picking up on that might not necessarily be like in the physical world, right? So just allow this moon to open that up for you and help you tap into what's mine. That's why people talk about that, like what's my energy and what's someone else's energy. That's a very worthwhile exercise, I'm hearing, is to really try to feel into what that is for you. And it takes it takes strength, right? It takes inner curiosity, inner wisdom, inner self-love for sure. A lot of this is just the self-love. I would say it's all self-love. We're all healing from that. And we just had, like bad relationships and fucked up people and horrible situations where we didn't have it. That's what being human's all about, right? That's why we're here, right? So I think that this is a really beautiful message for, everyone who has been through a long, hard, emotionally painful situation. This is also like separation. I think that's the deepest wound, is like feeling separate. I think that is the human condition is separation, right? So that's why, things like the Course in Miracles and all of that was so beautifully well written to be able to help people understand that the separation and what that means and all that stuff. I think it's really interesting. I do feel like it ties back a little bit to those of you who want to kind of study something new or get in, maybe you do a Course in Miracles, right? Like, it might be time to do some kind of study program. I think that feels really good. It could help you, especially if you guys are just broke up with someone. I'm not saying you did or that's predictive at all. I'm just saying like, you're healing that on a deep level, and like you're kind of ready. Yeah, because the Door to Romance card is on the other side of that. So it's like that last little drop of sadness. So maybe it's a little bit of a grief cycle. Maybe you've lost someone close to you, so it's okay. It takes time, but I feel like you're very much at the tail end of that. And once that's nice and healed and you can do that visualization of the gold to help heal any cracks in your system, right? That feels so nice that like the door to romance just wide open. All of a sudden it's like you feel deserving of it now. You feel like this wonderful energy I'm feeling. It's just so warm and so loving and so awesome and deep and passionate and all of it. It's you, it's your own ability to receive your own like magnificence and your own awesomeness. And it's just going to reflect, wow. That's a really, really beautiful energy. So for those of you guys who've been through a long, period of separation or sadness in that department, like there is more going on. This is like the doors to Narnia, right? Like go in there, explore, it is a wardrobe, right? So some of you guys, it's good time to clean out your closets for sure. Any of you guys who, have stuff like, and they say that too, like if you live alone and you have all your crap everywhere, like, and you want to attract a partner, like you got to energetically create space for someone to come in. I do believe that. Like, so clear out, what, like old clothes, musty old shit, any old bedding or things like that, especially if they have energy from like past lovers or anything like that. I'm sure you guys have already done that, but like, I'm telling you, get the shit out. I don't care if it's like a picture frame that with your kid in it that you have. I don't like the picture frame. I like the picture, but I don't like the frame. You can take the picture out, buy frame, and put it in the one that you prefer, right? These simple things, they seem so simple. This is energy, okay? And if you're sleeping by that picture frame every night, that shit's going in, okay? So we really want to pay attention to our immediate environment, to your home, where you're living. This is like your bedroom, your boudoir, I'm hearing. So many of you guys want to start to build a very beautiful, like a love nest, I'm hearing, So you might just want, like, I don't know, you might get red silk sheets seem a bit much, but maybe, I don't know if they're a cool dark red. I don't know. Something kind of dramatic, I'm hearing. Some of you guys are just like, you're like ready for romance. And so you're wanting to kind of like, there's like a fluffer. Oh my God. Holy shit, my dirty mind. There it goes. All right, enough of that. Maybe you want to just read a romance novel, or maybe your libido's like kind of coming on strong, like all that, like enjoy it, right? Like feed it, like allow that to just like come through. Like I love it. Like read, like be romantic, be a poet. Like don't be afraid to like keep your heart hidden, it's very creative. It's really beautiful what this is. So just allow it to, it's like a song, it's like, it doesn't have to just be a person. It's your own heart that's opening up to you. And it's just bringing you a lot of people. You might get a lot of attention, all these hearts are flying at you. You might just want to be like, yeah, I'm in my like amazing moment. I'm having a moment, and you're just getting a lot of love, whether it's through people or people talking to you or asking you out or sending you things or wanting to help. It's incredible. It's not necessarily just a partner. I do think that there's something really special coming your way. It's just love. So love can come from all places, right? I think we get so limited in thinking that love has to be, it's like, you don't need to chop it up. You know what I mean? Like, why do we need to chop up love? Like, it's not love if you got to chop it up, right? So for you, this is like unconditional love. This is like, I love this. I love the love I'm feeling. It's like, it's kind of like being in love with yourself, is freaking weird as that sounds. I do feel like there is something to be said for feeling beautiful or feeling desirable or feeling like that juicy, feminine. Like some of you guys are just really maybe it's me, I don't know, like you got like someone's like stirring the pot a little bit, so don't be afraid to stir the pot, like the door to spirit. Of course it's spiritual, right? Because all the best shit is, right? So you don't have to worry about it. You just got to like open your little door, open your little boudoir, and like in it comes. Like the door to spirit is like, there you go. Spirit, it's like, it's so easy. Like up there, like our angels, God bless our angels, man. They like, can we just give them a high five? Because like, jeez, man, it cannot be easy having to try to, so it's like herding cats, I'm hearing, like, yeah, humans, it's like, yeah, herding cats. I get it. So it's right there, and going back to like Esther Hicks and like the vortex and all that stuff, it is literally right there. And it is the allowance. It is the receiving of it. And that clarity though is the hard part, right? That's why we were talking about earlier, like getting that clarity and that calling. That's when it can drop in. That's when spirit just swoops in. And it's like, it does. It makes your dreams come true. It's like Aladdin and the magic carpet ride. And let it be that. Let it be a fucking fairy tale, What else is it going to be? We're just going to sit here and like look at your Apple Watch and and make sure I got all my steps and like, come on. Like, aren't you bored with that? Like, don't you want to like go beyond? I'm sorry. I get a little animated because I'm just like, it just feels so good to be free from so much of that stuff and to feel like, I don't know. That's where I want to go. That's what I'm saying. Like, open that fucking door. Cause like, geez, it's like everything else just seems like, I don't know. What's the point, right? Like loving life. I don't know if I've ever really like felt that. And I know there's a lot of people, and I have many friends who are like, they just love life. And I like so admire them, I'm like, wow, you really do. You love life. And they're like, yeah, it's fucking awesome. And I'm like, oh my God, can I have some of that? Cause like, And so no, like this is the small mind, right? This is the child. This is the programmed little, being, right? And like I think many of you guys that you're just sprouting out of the small mindedness, right? Of feeling stuck, of feeling like trapped in some kind of weird thing. I can totally relate to that. And I do get like this, like the Jack and the Beanstalk energy where like these three, like, what if they were magic beans that you were stuck in? Maybe you weren't stuck in a bean. Maybe it was a magic bean. And all it needed was to be planted and someone who was smart enough to like change the cow for the bean. And then this huge, beanstalk sprouted and like everything that happened. So trust that you're a magic bean, man, and like, maybe there needs to be a little bit of opportunity for some significant growth instead of just saying like, oh, I'll just take the next best thing. The next best thing is it's not the next best thing. It's the thing, not the next one, not the next closest maybe thing, no. I think we've been monkey barring it. I have too, my whole life. It's not just the next thing. It's the thing. Okay, so it's like there's this moment where it's like, are you in or out? Some of you guys are being up against that. Like, what's it going to be? This is your chance. I do feel like there's a big kind of spotlight on us right now. And, what are you choosing? Do you want to wait for the next best thing? Or do you want to like go, jump on it? Shit, strategy. That's right. Back to the strategy. How are we going to make that happen? I don't know. I think just getting excited about it is the strategy. Like that is the thing. It's freaking awesome. It's like just be on that ride, right? Like that's all. Yeah, and the sun. You go straight up to the sun. Oh my God, that's so great. I love it. You're like, I just want to be like this all the time. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. Perhaps I'm a little cynical. I know I do come across that way sometimes. That's why my alter ego is called the cynical psychic, because I've just been like, patience, like, oh my God, that's been such challenging, for like a triple fire sign like I am, like, fuck, patience is not my game, but I've had to be extremely patient. Like I feel like very, and I think that part of the lesson, and that's why she's also in white. Remember, like the woman, like she's kind of an angel. I feel like the goddess, with the lion. Like it's kind of like a similar energy here with the white. I love this card, like all that copper. I'm just like obsessed with copper lately. I can't even get enough of it. And so the patience is the thing. Okay, so back to this, and we're gonna wrap it up. The softness, remember, with the strength. So softness, patience, grace, forgiveness, acceptance. I feel like that all kind of lives in her little. I'm also getting the bell jar. Any of you guys who, such a good book. Sylvia Plath was like freaking legend, but I did read the bell jar. I remember really loving that book. So some of you guys might want to read the bell jar. I think they're making a movie out of it actually. Patience has been your strong suit, okay? It has been your thing, and you've been protected. I'm also getting that energy of like when you've been patient, that's protection. Your patience is actually protection wrapped up as patience, okay? So perhaps this whole time, the universe has been holding you back a little bit to protect you because it wasn't your time. You needed to grow, you needed to learn. And now, because you've been patient with yourself and you've allowed yourself, you stepped into yourself, you became yourself. Now there's a more elevated experience that can be had because of your willingness to be patient and to actually, that's like a pentacle to me, to actually create and be from that state of patience. And maybe that is your strongest superpower. Maybe the Clark Kent Superman kind of concept is like maybe patience is your superpower and you just didn't know it. And maybe there's a way for, with that door to spirit opening, for you to now allow the patience. I got to see what's next, okay? Because who knows? Yeah, the sun came before it. All right, I gotta pull one more. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. Like, what comes after patience? What is it? You know? Shit. The universe is like, ah. That's so sweet. All right, caring connection. Okay, so all right, of course, like, oh, now you make me cry. You're gonna make me cry. This is love. This is it. This is like all the love and support you need. So any of you guys who've been patient, especially in your romantic life and your love life, wow, do you have a special soul coming your way? Whether you're a man or a woman, like you two are just, they're like sweet as honey. I'm also getting that song Tupelo Honey. That's such a beautiful song, Van Morrison. You might want to write that down. Be like, you know, maybe you're like making someone a playlist, you know, like all these beautiful songs. It does feel a little, not retro, but kind of, it's got an analog quality to it, this connection. It's very tactile, you know, so you're going to want to share, like she's got these flowers, you know, he gave her flowers. It's going to feel very warm and tactile, right? So these two are embracing, and like she's looking at the flowers he gave her. Like he gets it, you know? He's like a romantic, right? This is a romantic energy, and it almost feels like, despite what age you are, it feels like a new love. It feels like very like first love, you know, like, God, I'm getting the song Endless Love. Oh, Jesus, I will not be singing that. My love. Oh my God, I'm so corny. Okay. So just relax, I'm hearing. Just relax. You're good. You're freaking A-okay, okay? Like, you're patient. Like, you're right where you need to be. I would only suggest that you, like, keep following the call. Understand that, like, some disruption, you know, might happen, but your patience is being rewarded, especially if it's felt like it's been tumultuous. Like, there's actually more on the other side of what has felt like kind of a long journey. And your second chakra is starting to wake up again. That could be where you are right now. So your creativity will be coming online. Your sexuality could be coming online. Like your second chakra is significant because you don't get there until you've healed the root chakra, which is the doozy of them all. So any of you guys who have been in the healing space and who have allowed your root chakra to heal and to clear, now you're going up a little bit. So it's going to feel quite different. You're not going to be driven by seeking stability, you know, because the root chakra is all about stability. So if any of you guys have just been kind of in survival mode, or just where can I put my roots, or where can I feel, now that you've done the work around healing that and kind of allowing yourself to root into yourself, then you're going to have a different experience, simply because the second chakra is going to come online. And that's where you're going to be like, it's creativity, it's sexuality, it's like all of these things. So that is going to start to, you know, wake up. And the beautiful thing about this is that the root is the base. So once that's done, these other chakras, they can fall right in line. And all that healing work you've done to find stability and to create a sense of peace and calmness and trust in life and yourself, and root into that and feel your own sense of protection, these other chakras will now be able to light up, and it won't necessarily take as long as the first one, okay? Because they just naturally want to light up, you know, because the first one's already lit. Do you see what I'm saying? So let yourself do some chakra activation work. Let it all kind of boop, 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 open up. It's going to happen quite naturally, okay? And like, don't worry about it. The anxiety is the root chakra. That's a root chakra situation, okay? So if anxiety is if you're feeling that way, like, go right into the root. Do a root chakra meditation. Like, listen to drumming. Listen to get your feet on the ground. Ground yourself. Jump up and down on the earth. Like, bang some drums, you know? Like, tribal drum. Dance around your house naked, listening to tribal drums. Like, loud. It's fucking awesome. Like, call that to you. Release all that anxiety. That's all there is. That's it. Once that's done, you kind of like, they're saying you created a monster. Like once that fire is stoked in you again, which it's happening, you are going to be like unstoppable. Okay. So I really am excited about this for you guys. I really am. And I feel like we're going to wrap it up here because it feels like they're saying end on a good note, and yeah, it is going to be important, that you kind of end things on a good note, or something about maybe you're handwriting a note to someone. A handwritten note is very beautiful. It's very nice. Like do something like that Page of Cups. Like it's something that's handmade or handwritten. Okay, that is beautiful. Okay, do these kinds of things. Keep those traditions alive, I'm hearing, especially with that Hierophant showing up earlier. Traditions are good. Like if they're beautiful traditions and you feel very connected to them and it gives you strength and patience, and allow that to embody that, right? Is wonderful energy to do that. Okay. So find that for yourself, that common thread. I do feel very strongly that big changes are afoot, and they just want you to just like get that last little drop of any emotional healing that you have to do. Allow yourself to kind of like seal it up and just feel better through your heart space instead of the thinking mind, and feel into things a little bit more. You're going to naturally want to do that. And, back to that Two of Wands, step out a little bit, get out of your comfort zone and see the potential, see the world that you have in front of you, and just be open and excited about what's next. Okay. All right, my friends, I hope you have a fabulous week ahead. Good luck with the eclipse. Let me know what's going on. I'm here for you. I love you, and I will see you again soon. Bye.